So, Morris, you're going to explain to me about being persecuted about a machine gun case?
Yes. It's again in court on Friday in Cardiff County Court. This Friday, the 24th of August. Not August, January 2020. I originally got arrested for trading in machine guns. This is a gun that was bolted to my aeroplane, which I flew at Farnborough Air Show by personal invitation by Captain Trubshaw, Brian Trubshaw, a personal friend of mine for 40 years.
Yeah.
And in court, they would not give me bail, but I've only just found out 10 years later that they had false criminal convictions against me for child abuse, firearms, narcotics.
This must be fabricated, Morris. You know, it can't be real, can it?
But they were giving this information to successive judges to prevent me from getting bail, getting me bail.
So the bigger the fabricated story, strengthened their case against you.
And what we've come to today is that 10 years down the line, I was acquitted from the machine gun trial without needing to call witnesses. I couldn't get a lawyer. Englishman in a Welsh court, imagine it. But I had 8 ladies on the jury who had a field day. It was like Wimbledon. They had their white knuckles over the wood, and they're going from left to right, left to right, left to right. And afterwards, they dragged me into the pub and said, Morris, on the first day of evidence, the second day of a 2-week trial, it was obvious that I'd been stitched up. And they said, we had a policeman on our jury. That's why we had to win 11-1. And I said, and they said, but why wasn't the man who bought the gun off you, why wasn't he in the dock with you? And I said, yeah, but what about the man who sold the gun to me? They all gave evidence.
Yeah, he was an arms dealer as well. The chap that sold you, although it was bolted to the plane, the gun was still in the same situation as you'd always owned it whilst you had it in your control. Why didn't they go back to the original person that sold it to you and persecute him for being an arms dealer?
Well, that's a big story in itself, because he was an arms dealer. He was an arms dealer on the run from America and living in Ceylon. Another story, another time, but relevant to this. And the issue then was that lately I have acquired information that when the new owner bought the gun, they painted it silver, but when it came to court a year later, the police seized it within days of me being arrested.
Yeah.
That gun came to court black, like I owned it. So the police had painted it from silver to black. This is South Wales Police. And so when I won the case, I've just had a statement yesterday, from the guy with the paintbrush. I went to see them all in Lincolnshire. And he said, we got it back after the trial, a different colour silver to what I painted it.
So they modified the gun to suit their need.
Yeah.
The police actually turned around and took the time to get somebody to paint the gun that you sold.
Yes.
To suit their need in court.
Yes. And the hottest bit of information is that the doctor who was being blackmailed to say that I was mentally ill and that I had significant brain damage due to ditching my aeroplane, my Piper Cub, in the Caribbean.
So they just stacked more and more evidence on their side of the scales of justice to weigh it down so that you couldn't fight your corner. They literally strangled your ability to defend yourself.
Well, to finish this, Darryl, in March, I sent my complaints to my new MP, Rebecca Powell, here in Taunton, and she lived in my old village, Stoke St Mary. Right. And unfortunately, there was They used to stick my key documents on the wall with toothpaste.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, she ought to have that transcript. So I pulled it off and folded it and put it in the letter with all the other letters. I'm off to see her now, by the way. And somebody in the House of Commons thought that it was anthrax.
What?
Oh, no,
Dried
no.
toothpaste?
No, there were twice I did it. I first of all sent my letters to my MP, Alan Cairns, damn good MP.
Right, yep.
His kids went to school with my kids, so he must have been a good MP. And they thought in the House of Commons it was heroin. And so I was interrogated by the police in this prison. And within a week or two, 10 days, without me knowing, I'd already sent another letter to my new MP because I was coming to live in Taunton.
Yeah, I
And
can understand that.
she thought it was anthrax.
So
They closed down Stoke St Mary.
dried toothpaste was anthrax. Take some believing.
But I was due to come out of prison from recall last March.
Yeah.
And they kept me in for another 9 months, saying they could not analyse the white powder.
They couldn't analyse toothpaste.
Yeah.
What, this is police crime experts?
Yes, and I'm afraid that was Avon and Somerset. But the South Wales police were in charge.
Toothpaste is that difficult to like analyse? Well, I'm stunned.
Well, anyway, the last thing to finish is that I've just found out that the doctor who was blackmailed to falsify this medical report to stop the machine gun criminal trial, because they knew I was going to win it, and he was under psychiatric assessment at the time, and has now left the area, left the country.
So the police expert that actually psychoanalyzed your mental stability, he was being assessed personally because his mental stability was questionable, and that was the police expert they used to assess your stability.
Yes,
Stunning.
yes, but he